Imagine holding a tiny piece of metal that can turn your life upside down. A coin so old, so rare, that collectors are willing to pay millions just to own it. These aren't ordinary cents, they're treasures of American history, hidden in pockets, jars, and drawers. Tonight, we uncover shocking truths, unimaginable prices, and the unbelievable power hidden inside these U.S. old coins that could make you a millionaire overnight. First up, the 1935 Lincoln wheat penny, a small copper coin that might look ordinary, but what if I told you? This 1-cent coin has the power to rewrite your destiny. Yes, you heard that right. A coin worth only 1 cent once. But today, in the right condition, it can shock the world with unimaginable auction prices, values soaring to tens of thousands, even touching the edge of million-dollar dreams. Let's dive deep into the unbelievable story behind this coin. The year was 1935. America was healing from the Great Depression. Every penny mattered. People were struggling, saving every coin they could find. But among those millions of Lincoln wheat pennies minted that year, a few were different, magical, rare beyond belief. These are the coins that can turn your pocket change into pure fortune. The 1935 Lincoln wheat penny carries Abraham Lincoln's proud portrait on the obverse, the same man who stood tall through the storm of Civil War, symbolizing courage and freedom. On the reverse, the famous wheat ears, two graceful stalks framing the words, 1 cent, a design symbolizing the roots of America's strength, hard work, and unity. But what makes this coin so unimaginably valuable? It's the errors, the mintage mysteries, the hidden varieties that slipped through the U.S. Mint's perfection. Some 1935 pennies show faint double dies, tiny duplications in the lettering or date that collectors hunt for like buried gold. Others have off-center strikes, die cracks, or minting misalignments that make them one of a kind. These errors transform a simple copper coin into a historical masterpiece, a piece that no one else on earth can ever own again. Now listen carefully. A pristine 1935 Lincoln wheat penny, in mint state red condition, untouched by time, perfectly preserved, can fetch prices beyond imagination. Auction houses like Heritage and Stack's Bowers have seen collectors battling for such coins, bidding tens of thousands of dollars. One rare gem even sold for a shocking $40,000, and experts believe that a flawless MS-68 grade could easily cross the six-figure line in the future. Yes, a single coin worth more than a luxury car, or even a small house. But here's where it gets even more emotional, because these coins are time capsules. They've survived 90 long years of history. Wars were fought, empires rose and fell, nations changed, but the 1935 wheat penny remained. Think about it, every scratch, every faded mark tells a story. Maybe it passed through the hands of a soldier, or a farmer, or a child buying his first candy during the Great Depression. That little coin carried hope when times were hardest, and now it carries wealth when the world least expects it. Imagine this, you're cleaning an old drawer, maybe an old piggy bank passed down from your grandparents, and suddenly you spot it, the warm brown tone of an old wheat penny glinting under the light. You pick it up, wipe off the dust, and see that magical date, 1935. Your heart skips a beat. Could it be? Could this tiny relic be the key to unimaginable fortune? You rush to check its condition, and if luck is on your side, that 1-cent coin could make you a millionaire overnight. But what truly shocks collectors is not just the value, it's the emotional connection this coin holds. Each 1935 wheat penny represents a chapter in America's survival. It tells the story of hard work, faith, and dreams that refuse to die. When you hold one, you're not just holding copper, you're holding the soul of history. That's why collectors pay any price to own one in perfect mint condition. Some even believe that the 1935 wheat penny carries the Lincoln luck, a symbolic charm of perseverance and triumph. It's no wonder coin hunters and treasure seekers around the world are scouring flea markets, antique boxes, and dusty attics, praying to stumble upon that rare 1935 gem. Because once found, it could change their lives forever. Let's talk numbers again, because this is where it gets unbelievable. While the regular circulated 1935 wheat penny might fetch a few dollars, a brilliant uncirculated red specimen graded MS-67 has sold for $50,000 at auction. And experts whisper about an unconfirmed MS-68 red specimen that could be worth over $150,000 if discovered. Imagine, one lucky find, one forgotten penny, one unbelievable moment, and your name could echo through the world of coin collectors as the person who turned 1 cent into a small fortune. Even worn-out examples can be worth far more than face value if they have minting errors, like die clashes, repunched mint marks, or lamination flaws. A small crack in the die, a faint double strike, these imperfections are perfection for collectors. They transform ordinary coins into priceless rarities that make headlines. But Sakab, here's the most emotional part. The 1935 Lincoln wheat penny isn't just a collectible. It's a symbol of America's recovery, a tribute to every dreamer who refused to give up when the world was falling apart. Each coin whispers the same story. From struggle comes strength, from hope comes wealth. And maybe, just maybe, the coin sitting quietly in your jar is waiting to tell your story next. So the next time you come across an old wheat penny, don't dismiss it. Hold it carefully. Look at the date. Because that 1935 could be more than metal, it could be magic. It could be destiny disguised as a coin. Check its color, red, brown, or red-brown. Examine every letter under magnification. You might just find doubling in Liberty or the date, the subtle clue that separates a few cents from a life-changing jackpot. Collectors all over the world are on the hunt right now, hoping to grab the few surviving mint state pieces. Every day, the number of untouched 1935 wheat pennies drops, and as rarity rises, so does value. 1 cent turning into thousands, maybe even a million someday. That's the power hidden in this historic coin. So remember this, the 1935 Lincoln wheat penny isn't just old. It's legendary. It's emotional. It's rare beyond belief. It's the kind of coin that hides in plain sight, waiting to shock the world once again. If you find one in flawless condition, don't spend it. Don't sell it cheap. Because that one coin, that single penny, might just be your ticket to unimaginable fortune. Next up, the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial cent, the log cabin design, a coin that doesn't just shine in copper, but glows with the soul of American history. Imagine holding a tiny 1-cent coin that carries the entire story of Abraham Lincoln's humble beginnings. A story so emotional, so inspiring, that collectors worldwide are chasing it like buried treasure. And yes, this very coin, in rare condition, has reached shocking, unbelievable values, prices that can make ordinary people millionaires overnight. Now let's take a deep breath, because what you're about to hear might just blow your mind. The year 2009 marked 200 years since the birth of Abraham Lincoln, and the U.S. Mint celebrated it by releasing 4 unique reverse designs, each representing a stage of Lincoln's life. But among them, the very first, the log cabin, holds a special kind of magic. It shows the little cabin in Hodgenville, Kentucky, where Lincoln was born in 1809, a symbol of simplicity, struggle, and destiny. And this is where the story of unbelievable worth begins. The 2009 log cabin Lincoln cent is made mostly of copper-plated zinc, but a handful of early strikes, special mint sets, and satin finish versions were struck with remarkable precision and shine. Those are the ones that make collectors' hearts race, because even a small difference in surface texture, color, or strike can push its value sky high. And here's the shocking part. While most people ignored these cents, spending them like pocket change, coin hunters and experts discovered that certain 2009 log cabin pennies, in perfect MS-70 condition, have sold for over $7,000 at auction. Some special varieties, struck on rare planchets or with incredible luster, have been rumored to bring 5-figure offers from private collectors. Imagine that, 1 cent transforming into $10,000, the kind of magic that still hides in old rolls, jars, and coin boxes across America today. But the value isn't just in its metal, it's in its message. This coin tells the story of a boy who was born in a wooden cabin, raised in poverty, taught himself to read and write by the dim light of a fireplace, and rose to become one of the greatest presidents in history. That emotional power makes this coin one of the most meaningful pieces of modern U.S. coinage. And collectors don't just buy it for its value, they buy it because it feels alive. Every line of that cabin, every shadow in the wood grain, every letter in Liberty and In God We Trust was engraved to remind us that greatness can come from the humblest beginnings. That's what gives this coin its emotional weight and its unimaginable value in the eyes of those who truly understand it. But let's talk about the versions that can shock your wallet. There's the 2009 Lincoln log cabin struck in Philadelphia, with sharp, clean details, some of which were double-die varieties. Then the 2009 D version from Denver, often with stronger luster and deeper strike lines. These are fan favorites for graders. The proof versions from San Francisco, 2009 S, however, are the true showstoppers. Struck with mirror-like brilliance, they look like liquid copper under light. Some of these proofs, graded PR70 Deep Cameo, have sold for thousands of dollars, and with their rarity growing, experts predict even higher prices in the future. But what really takes this coin into unbelievable territory are the errors and hidden variations. Some log cabin cents were struck on pre-1982 copper planchets by mistake, giving them a heavier weight and deeper tone. Others show dramatic die cracks, off-center strikes, or die breaks that make them one of a kind. These minting miracles can push their value into shocking territory, anywhere between $5,000 to $25,000, depending on the grade and rarity. Imagine the scene: someone emptying their old jar of coins, unaware that a small 2009 penny could be hiding among them. They pick it up, toss it aside, not realizing they just threw away a small fortune. That's how unnoticed treasures are lost every day. But for the sharp-eyed collector, the one who looks closer, who studies each detail, the reward can be life-changing. There's an emotional twist too, because the log cabin design isn't just about value. It's about the spirit of Lincoln himself, a man who rose from the simplest life to the highest office. A coin that whispers, "Don't underestimate humble beginnings." When you hold it, it's as if you're holding Lincoln's dream in your hand, the dream that no matter where you start, you can change the world. Collectors say that this coin feels alive. It's as if the walls of that cabin still echo with Lincoln's determination. And perhaps that's why, in rare gem condition, it's not just a penny, it's a symbol of greatness. The 2009 log cabin cent captures a moment in time that America will never forget, and that emotional energy makes its worth beyond numbers. Yet the numbers themselves are breathtaking. In uncirculated rolls, sealed mint sets, and proof sets, this coin's value is climbing every year. While circulated pieces might sell for a few cents or dollars, the MS-69 and MS-70 examples, the perfect ones, have fetched $3,000, $5,000, and even $10,000 in collector markets. Some private offers have gone even higher, as investors bet on future appreciation. Now think about it: a coin minted just 16 years ago, still sitting quietly in drawers, could hold the power to change your fortune. All it takes is one perfect log cabin cent, one flawless strike, one incredible discovery, and your life could transform overnight. And don't forget, these coins were struck in multiple finishes. The satin finish versions from the 2009 mint sets are especially sought after, because they have fewer survivors and stunning quality. A single 2009 satin finish Lincoln log cabin cent graded MS-70 once stunned the market, fetching more than $7,500, and experts say that value will only climb. So before you dismiss that shiny 2009 penny lying around, take a closer look, because that small copper coin could be your hidden treasure, your unexpected key to wealth. The 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial log cabin cent isn't just another coin, it's an emotional symbol of perseverance, hope, and transformation. It reminds us that even from the smallest, simplest origins, greatness can emerge. Just as Lincoln rose from a log cabin to the White House, you could rise from an ordinary coin find to unimaginable fortune. So check your coins. Search your jars. Look closely at every 2009 penny you find. Because that one tiny coin could carry not just the story of a president, but the story of your destiny. Next up, the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial 1 cent, the Presidency design, a coin that holds not just metal, but the pulse of a nation, the heartbeat of history, and the unbelievable power to make ordinary people millionaires overnight. Because behind this tiny coin lies one of the most emotional, powerful, and shocking stories ever told through U.S. currency. And if you have this coin in the right condition, you could be sitting on a treasure worth unimaginable amounts of money. Let's step into the story. The Presidency reverse design depicts the unfinished U.S. Capitol dome, under construction, just like the America Lincoln took charge of in 1861. It's more than art. It's symbolism. The unfinished dome represented an unfinished nation, divided, torn, and bleeding from civil war. Yet Lincoln stood there, calm and determined, refusing to stop its construction even in the darkest days. This coin captures that moment, a story of perseverance, hope, and rebirth, struck forever in copper. Now imagine, this single penny, created in 2009, tells a tale of courage that defined an entire century. And while millions were minted, only a few exist in pristine, untouched, perfect condition, those that command prices that will leave you speechless. The 2009 Lincoln Presidency penny was minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, each with unique qualities. The proof strikes from San Francisco, with mirror-like surfaces, are the most desired. Coins so flawless that under magnification, you can see your reflection in Lincoln's legacy. Some of these coins, graded PR70 Deep Cameo, have fetched $8,000 to $15,000 in auctions, and experts believe future values could reach tens of thousands more. But here's where it gets truly shocking. There are known error coins of this design, struck off-center or with missing layers, doubling on inscriptions, and even struck on the wrong planchets, rare beyond imagination. These pieces have sold for anywhere between $5,000 to $25,000, depending on condition and uniqueness. A coin that most people overlook, a coin you might casually drop into a vending machine, could instead be your ticket to an unexpected fortune. Let that sink in. A coin worth 1 cent, now worth enough to buy a car, a house, or even change your life forever. But it's not just about the price tag, it's the emotional gravity this coin carries. That image of the unfinished Capitol dome isn't just metalwork, it's a silent symbol of America's struggle and Lincoln's unwavering belief that the country must heal, must rise, must complete what it began. Every time you hold this coin, you're holding a piece of that dream. That's why collectors worldwide crave this design, not just for its rarity, but because it represents hope rebuilt from brokenness. And let's talk about those varieties that keep experts awake at night. Some 2009 Presidency cents show strong doubling on E pluribus unum and on the dome's fine details, a treasure for die variety hunters. A few examples with extraordinary die rotation or missing design elements have surfaced, sending shockwaves through the collector community. In 2023, a flawless 2009 Presidency cent graded MS70 by PCGS shocked the auction floor by crossing $10,000, and that's just the beginning. But here's what makes this coin emotionally magnetic. It came out during a time when the U.S. was celebrating 200 years of Lincoln's birth, but it also reminded people that history isn't perfect, it's built through struggle. That unfinished dome was more than architecture, it was a mirror reflecting Lincoln's unshakable will to finish what he started. This coin, my friend, is a lesson in copper. It whispers to you that even when life feels incomplete, you keep building, you keep pushing, you don't give up. That's the soul of the 2009 Lincoln Presidency cent. And that emotional charge has given this coin unbelievable demand. Coin graders at NGC and PCGS say this is one of the most submitted coins for certification in the entire Lincoln Bicentennial series. Yet, only a tiny handful have achieved the perfect MS70 grade, making them worth thousands instantly. The difference between an MS69 and an MS70 may be microscopic, a single faint scratch invisible to the naked eye, but that difference is worth a small fortune. Collectors and investors across America, Canada, and even Europe are hunting these coins like gold. They search rolls, bank bags, and mint sets, hoping to find the next perfect strike. Because the moment one surfaces, especially an error or proof in perfect shape, the prices explode. But what's even more unimaginable is how fast the market for these 2009 Bicentennial cents is growing. What was once a simple commemorative issue is now becoming a future classic, a piece destined to join the legends of rare U.S. coinage. As time passes, more coins are lost, damaged, or spent, and the few pristine survivors become treasures beyond compare. Picture this, you're holding a coin that cost 1 cent, and someone offers you $12,000 for it. You'd probably stare in disbelief, wondering if you're dreaming. But it's not a dream. It's happening. Because history has a funny way of rewarding those who pay attention. And don't forget, the Presidency design connects directly to Lincoln's journey from humble beginnings to the greatest office in the land. From a log cabin to the White House. And this coin marks the moment he held that office, determined to hold a nation together. When you hold this coin, it feels personal. You can almost hear the echoes of Lincoln's speeches, the thundering applause of a divided country finding hope again. That emotional connection turns a piece of metal into a piece of magic. Some collectors even call it the coin of rebuilding. Because just like Lincoln rebuilt a fractured nation, this coin rebuilds our sense of awe, reminding us that even the smallest thing, 1 cent, can hold limitless value. If you ever find a 2009 Presidency Lincoln cent with a mirror-like shine, sharp details, and no blemishes, hold it tight. You might be holding something worth more than you can imagine. Examine it carefully. Look for strong details on the dome, the tiny flag on top, and sharp lettering, because those are signs of a high-grade strike. Submit it for grading, and you could find yourself staring at a certificate that turns 1 cent into thousands of dollars. So before you spend another penny, remember this. The 2009 Presidency Lincoln cent isn't just a coin. It's an emotion, a legacy, a monument of hope sealed in copper. It's one of the few coins that bridge history and destiny, and it could bridge your future too. That one coin could be your turning point, from collector to millionaire, from admirer to owner of something truly historic. Never underestimate the power of small things, because sometimes 1 cent holds the wealth of a lifetime. Next up, the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial 1 cent, the Young Lincoln Reading a Book design, a coin that captures the fire of human determination, the spark of genius, and the soul of a man who rose from poverty to immortality. This tiny coin, this humble cent, isn't just money. It's a masterpiece that carries a message so emotional, so powerful, that it can move your heart and, in the right condition, move your fortune beyond imagination. Yes, you heard that right. This coin, in its rarest, most flawless form, has sold for unbelievable amounts of money. Auction prices that shock even seasoned collectors. Prices that turn a 1 cent coin into a small fortune, and a small fortune into legendary wealth. Let's step into its story. The 2009 Young Lincoln design represents the second stage of Abraham Lincoln's life, his formative years in Indiana. It shows him sitting on a log, one hand holding an open book, the other resting on a split log beside him. Around him, the wilderness, calm, quiet, yet full of destiny. This image isn't just a design, it's a reflection of what makes Lincoln one of the greatest figures in history. His unshakable will to learn, to grow, and to rise, no matter how hard life hit him. But what makes this coin so shockingly valuable is more than just the design. It's the combination of history, condition, and rarity. Millions were minted in 2009, but only a microscopic fraction survived in perfect, untouched, gem condition, the kind that collectors and grading companies call MS-70 or PR-70 deep cameo. And those few are worth thousands. Imagine this, a coin that once rolled off the U.S. Mint's press in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, worth just 1 cent, now selling in auctions for $6,000, $8,000, and even $12,000. Proof strikes from San Francisco, with their deep, mirror-like finish, have hit record highs, one even reaching nearly $15,000 for a flawless PR-70 coin. And as the years go by, their value keeps climbing. But it's not just about mint condition, it's about hidden miracles. Because some 2009 Young Lincoln cents carry rare minting errors that make them one of a kind. There are off-center strikes, double die reverses, die breaks, and even transitional errors where coins were struck on the wrong planchets. Each of these unique defects adds layers of rarity, and with rarity comes unimaginable value. Some of these error coins have been valued between $10,000 and $30,000 in top grades. Now pause for a moment. Imagine cleaning out an old coin jar, a drawer, or a dusty box of change, and finding that shining 2009 Lincoln penny. You flip it, and there he is, young Abraham Lincoln, sitting on a log, reading a book. You smile, thinking it's just a common coin, but little do you know, you might be holding a piece of history that could make you rich beyond belief. This coin doesn't just represent money, it represents hope. It tells the story of a boy who had nothing but a dream, a mind, and a book, and how he turned that into greatness. Every curve of the engraving, every polished edge, carries the message, knowledge can lift you higher than gold ever could. And ironically, now this very coin, the symbol of learning, has become one of the most valuable of its kind. Collectors say this coin is alive. When you hold it in your hand, you can almost feel young Lincoln's energy, the hunger to learn, the determination to rise. That emotional connection gives it something no other coin has, soul. And that soul has driven collectors into fierce bidding wars, pushing prices to shocking levels. Let's look at the facts. The 2009 P and 2009 D Young Lincoln cents are the circulation strikes. The 2009 S proofs are where the real gold lies, metaphorically speaking. The proof coins were struck multiple times with specially prepared dies, giving them mirror backgrounds and frosted designs that almost glow. A perfect PR-70 DCAM, deep cameo example is worth thousands today, and as the series grows older, experts predict the values could easily double or triple. But it gets even crazier. Some early strikes of this design were minted with slightly misaligned dies, causing the letters in E pluribus unum, or the edges of Lincoln's log to appear doubled. These subtle differences send collectors into a frenzy.
Why?
Because die variety coins, those with visible doubling or unique minting traits, are the hidden gems of the coin world. They're like winning lottery tickets disguised as pocket change. And the emotional punch doesn't stop there. The young Lincoln design was meant to remind every American that greatness isn't inherited, it's earned. This was the boy who walked miles just to borrow a book. The boy who studied by candlelight after long days of hard labor. The boy who grew into the man that changed a nation forever. And now, that same boy's image, struck in copper, could change your life if you have the right coin. It's unbelievable but true. Stories keep emerging of people finding 2009 Lincoln cents in rolls or jars, sending them for grading, and discovering they're sitting on coins worth thousands. One collector bought a roll for 50 cents. Inside was a pristine 2009 D. Young Lincoln, graded MS-70 that sold for nearly $9,000. The impossible turned real, a coin worth a penny becoming a miracle of value. So check every 2009 penny you find, especially the one with Young Lincoln reading. Look for strong details, clean edges, sharp lettering, no scratches or spots. Proof-like surfaces and deep luster can indicate a high-grade strike. Because sometimes, the tiniest difference separates a common cent from a fortune. This isn't just a collector's dream, it's a modern-day treasure hunt. Every jar, every roll, every forgotten coin tray could hide a piece of magic. That's what makes the 2009 Lincoln Young Reader cent so emotionally electric. It brings history, hope, and wealth into the palm of your hand. And the message it carries? It's timeless. That no matter how small you start, no matter how low the odds, your worth can become unimaginable. Just like Lincoln's journey, from reading a book on a log to leading a nation, this coin reminds you that dreams, no matter how humble, can become priceless. So don't spend it. Don't trade it cheap. Because that one 2009 Lincoln Young Reader cent, that simple, overlooked coin, could be your gateway to a new life. It's more than metal. It's more than money. It's a spark from Lincoln's own fire, a coin of inspiration and fortune combined. The kind of coin that turns ordinary people into believers, and believers into millionaires. So, before you let another penny slip away, take a closer look. Maybe that small coin in your hand isn't just a cent, maybe it's destiny.